boys and girls. Welcome to the Cool Kids Lunch Table podcast with PJ and Mike. Now please find yourself a seat at their table.
Hey guys, I'm Mike.
I'm PJ.
This is our 13th episode, and today we're talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and we have our returning special guest, Mr. Michael Schlapp. Welcome back to the show, man.
Ohio gozaimasu! Thanks for making the trip 2 weeks in a row. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. You know, it's always a pleasure commuting to people you care about and love.
When you look at me, it's just, you're so dreamy, I can't even contain myself.
Yeah, those glasses. So, to get our teenage selves back into the groove with the Turtles, what's your earliest memory, fellas, of the Turtles? Schlapp, want to start us off?
Yeah, I just confirmed with my mother, like, when was it? What was first? Did you buy me the action figures first?
Right.
And it was actually, I watched them on the TV, the cartoon, and I just watched them all go across the screen. I think it was just very visually appealing to me, and that's when all the action figures started and so on.
Yes.
You know? Mm-hmm. So yeah, that cartoon was very impactful. I think you could even rent it sometimes from Blockbuster,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah, you could.
Yep.
Animated stuff, so
Yep.
I remember doing
They'd
that.
have like 3 or 4 episodes on like one VHS, yeah.
That's right. How about yourself, PJ?
I have a different entry point into the Ninja Turtles. It was around the same time, but the first memory I have of the Ninja Turtles is a comic book of the Turtles. Mm-hmm. I can't remember the issue number. I want to say it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Adventures number 33. I want to say that's what it was, but that is really a guess because I don't remember. That would have came out around 91. And I just remember there was an image of the Turtles climbing a mountain and fighting a ninja tiger.
Wow.
That's what I remember of that book. But that was, I'm like, I like ninjas. I like turtles. So this will be interesting. And I remember reading that book and then finding out there was a cartoon in the movie. And that's how I kind of remember my introduction into Mutant Turtles.
Wow.
Interesting.
Isn't it refreshing to hear, like, the Ninja Turtles were in the mountains? Because, like, you know, as New Yorkers, we never get to leave the city, you know? So it's nice to hear them out in nature, you know?
Yeah.
Out in the world.
For me, it's kind of like you guys, just that cartoon, man, TV show was just bam, just like that opening, you heard it start, and just like you said, it was colorful. I think that's what kind of I always liked toys, but I think that got me into, like, I think that kind of paved the way for, like, action figures and collecting, and that's really, for me, you know, after that was Ghostbusters, Batman, you know, those toys, but X-Men, I had the X-Men toys, but I think the Turtles were my first things I wanted to get in terms of, like, collecting that, getting the vehicles and all that shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're actually going to start off about talking about the original films from the 90s.
Nice.
And just kind of what you guys think of them, you know? Do they still hold up? What do you guys think?
The first one definitely does. The first one has, in my memory, when I always thought about that movie, I always forget how much happens in that first movie when they leave the city and they go to, like, April's farmhouse and, you know, Raph is, like, in the bathtub, knocked out, and Leo's watching over him. In my memory, for whatever reason, that's not the first movie because I just feel like, for some reason, but it is the first movie. But that's what I remember that is seeing. It wasn't for kids, really. That movie's not for kids the way the cartoon is.
No, I mean,
yeah. It holds up. It's the best of all the Turtle movies, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
The musical score on that is fantastic. The acting. I mean, I love that movie. I watch that movie at least once a year. The first one, at least once a year.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, it really humanizes them, too, even though they're turtles.
Yep.
You know, like you said, like with Raph, you know, you see him struggle. You know, and you see him enjoy pizza. I like the scene where they order pizza through the sewer.
Yes.
It's so cute.
Yeah. And he dresses like something 33 1/3, and the guy can't find it, and he has to slide it through, and they don't pay him because he was late, and he's like, come on, I couldn't find the place.
Yeah, but those costumes are really cool.
Oh, they really are.
Well, they had, you know, Jim Henson, you know, they wanted, you know, they were like, look, this is going to be violent. And the director, unless I don't have the director's name, but look, this is going to be like a silly movie. You got to, you know, come to, so they said, all right, do it. But it paid off. I mean, those costumes, I know, like, you could break balls at certain scenes where you can actually see the actor's face inside their mouth, but whatever. It's, you know what, I know we always talk about practical effects on this podcast, and look, we know CGI has its place, but I mean, there's such a difference when you see like the Michael Bay films in these. Has such a grittiness.
It really does.
Yeah.
You can feel the 89 Batman influence.
Yeah.
Because even the tone of the film, the shadows. Remember seeing Shredder's shadow for the first
Yeah.
time? You're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, or even
And they're in that warehouse and stuff like,
Yeah.
and that's where they all kind of like the Foot Clan congregates. And when you see Splinter tied up to the fence,
Yes, I was gonna bring that up.
It's so dark, but it's so awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. Just like even the beginning of the movie has a cool thing. Like you said, they're ordering through. You haven't seen it. You see him. My memory is correct. You see him just through the, the grating of the sewer thing, and then Raphael gets hit by the. Technically rolls over the taxi cab. He's in the trench coat thing, and then right before he comes out, the turtles they go. The things go. You know, like it's actually froze on the logo, and then they come out, which is crazy. Which is crazy.
Well, that scene where April is like assaulted in the parking lot, and the turtles have to stop them, and Raph loses his side. I always remember he's like, I lost my side, man. I lost it. I gotta go get it.
Yeah.
I just remember he was like, he had that anger in him, and when you watch the cartoons, none of them are angry.
Yeah.
But you see that movie, it's like a different vibe, and
Surely.
I just love it.
Totally. Loved Vanilla Ice in those
That's
films.
the second one, right?
That's
That's the second one.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
That's all right.
No, I think just like you said, like I love about this first film is that the tone is there. I know the certain parts are lighthearted, but that's okay. This is the Turtles. Okay. Yeah, like you said, it's. I think the jokes still land up. For the kids,
I think so.
You know? I think you needed that. And look, I think we took that emotional stuff, like you said, at the farmhouse. Remember they do that like they're at the campfire.
Yeah, and they have like
they
almost
do,
like Jedi ghost.
And they're all
Splinter,
getting emotional. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, even now you feel it.
Yeah.
Like,
Whoa.
and I think there's also some sprinkled horror in this because obviously Shredder. I can't remember his that guy who's like below him, was like his right hand man.
Yeah,
the
the bald guy.
Yeah. Yeah, but I remember as a kid I would shit my pants when they had Splinter chin up to the wall, and that one kid who was like he just became a Foot Clan member.
That was April O'Neil's boss's son.
Yeah,
I can't think of his name.
Played by Sam Rockwell.
He was like hung up
Was it
there.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was Sam Rockwell.
Young Sam Rockwell.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah.
Look at you
He
dropping
does
knowledge
not-
on us today.
Yo, he does not look like that.
No.
He really. Wow. Puberty hit him really good and really different.
He's like a legend at my like acting conservatory because he trained with everyone who like was teaching there. So we all like follow his career and stuff like that.
Oh
so,
yeah.
You know.
He's a great actor. Yeah. But I guess his scene with Splinter, we changed up to the wall, and he's like, "Hello," like his that voice.
Yeah.
It was just like, whoa. He's all like fucking beat up and shit.
Yeah.
Wow, and the costume, and there's even like. Just the subtleness of the puppet, like everything moves. His ears move, his nails move, his fingers. Everything has like a, I call it sympathetic motion. That's like hair that flaps when the wind blows it. They call that sympathetic motion. So
that whole movie, just the tone of it's perfect.
Yeah.
The acting of it is perfect. I love that movie. And I like that it's grittier and that it's darker because it's more like the original comics, which were grittier and darker.
But I never felt it was too over the top.
No, kids can still watch it, but it wasn't. It wasn't a cartoon, It wasn't the brightest. It wasn't, the cartoon had a lot of liberties. Remember they had that like those kids in like the flying car and shit.
Yeah, well that's
that
was a vehicle also to sell toys.
Right, exactly. The movie left a lot of that stuff out, and it was more raw.
Yeah, and I just think going to the second one, Secret of the Ooze was clearly, I guess parent backlash. It was much more cartoonish. Michelangelo doesn't even have nunchucks.
No, he used like sausages.
Yeah, salami. Yo-yo, which kind of whatever.
And what's his face was actually Donatello in the first one. Kino, is that his name?
I think so.
The pizza delivery guy. That one. He was actually the guy in the Donatello suit in the first movie, and they actually gave him a part in the second movie.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
And I think people sometimes hate on this movie a little bit too much. Like, yes, okay, it's a little more childish, but it's still fun to watch. I think it's still cool.
Do you know what bothered me about Secret of the Ooze? Is they had an opportunity to use Bebop and Rocksteady, and they went with Toka and Razor instead. And I don't know why they did that. I guess it was to feel separate from the cartoon. But I think I would have done Rocksteady and Bebop in that.
Right. I remember as a kid though, but maybe this joke hasn't lasted as long or aged as well as you say. Was when they're going like they see shirt, they're like, Mama? That always made me. I used to pee my pants. I used to laugh so much.
I always like, you take the ugly one. No, you take the ugly one. Which one's the ugly one? I always like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in the scene with Vanilla Ice, right?
Yes.
That was good.
Yeah, that was in Vanilla Ice.
Really fun.
Turtle power.
Yeah.
Go ninja, go ninja, go.
Yeah, and when they, what I love too, in the end of the second one, I'm sorry, is when they're fighting Super Shredder. Remember they fall into
Kevin
the
Nash?
water? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. When they fall into the water and they just come up with
the shells.
Yo, that in itself is.
And then he goes,
sick.
man, I love being a turtle.
Yeah, I just love that whole scene. Those like out of the water.
The thing about the turtle movies, those first two especially, is they appeal to such a wide range of people because you can appreciate it as someone who's a little older and not a kid. The kids can appreciate it. It was done really well. It really toes that line between being too goofy and too serious really well. Both of them. The second one doesn't deserve any hate. I always like that. The TCRI, they go to the lab. They learn about the ooze.
Yeah.
The guy who played the scientist is a well-known dude, but I can't think of his name right now.
Yep. He's like a character actor.
Yeah. It's good.
Turtles 2 always remind me in the same way as Ghostbusters 2. Like, it's kind of like that more of a funnier, lighthearted sequel kind of thing. But,
I mean, nothing beats the first one. And there's so much of that first one that they get right. The introduction of Casey Jones when they fight in the park.
Yeah.
And then they wind up bonding over the fighting and they become like good friends.
He has such a swagger, that guy. And,
well played.
That, I mean, he's great. And all three movies, all the two movies, he wasn't in the second one. He comes back for the third, but he's a great actor. That guy, I can't think of his name.
Yeah, he's actually in a lot of different movies too.
He was on I think Chicago PD for a while. That guy.
He always plays like some kind of nut.
Yeah, always plays someone a little off.
Good.
And then you get to Turtles 3. I don't hate that movie, by the way. I actually like that movie. I don't love it.
I think you definitely. I don't know if maybe they went to a different. Maybe they didn't work with Jim Henson anymore. I don't know.
Different look to the Turtles.
Yeah,
they were
look more greener, childlike.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that they wore
the samurai gear. I thought that was all cool looking.
I just think it doesn't work.
I remember as a kid finding that very striking to look at because it looked so much different than the first two movies because they're not in the city. They're in feudal Japan because somehow a lantern lets you travel through time. I don't know how it worked out. Whatever. I forget the exact story. I just know if they all hold it, they switch places with the people in the past.
Right.
But I thought putting them in that environment was different. I thought it was cool to see them interact that way. I don't have hate for that movie. It's the weakest of the three.
Oh yeah, it's not really a very good movie.
But I don't dislike it at all. I mean, I'll pick that one 10 times out of 10 times over the Michael Bay ones.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I think it was cool to see them in Japan, but
yeah,
got a little homesick for the city aspect.
Exactly.
You know?
Speaking of the scene, what I really loved, and I'm pretty sure they showed in Turtles 2, maybe not 1 as much. I could be wrong, but I always like their. I guess their hideout where it's like that subway.
Yeah.
Just had like it was such a charm. I wanted to hang out in that thing.
That was the second one. They get the new one.
Cars. Yeah. It was like colorful.
Because in the first one it's just a regular sewer, but then the second one they find the abandoned subway station.
And it felt like I don't know, like a nice, look cozy.
Yeah.
You know, and like.
It felt a little bit more like the cartoon, where it was almost more of a home for them than just living in a sewer.
Yeah, and I think it's the second one, or maybe the first one, where Splinter has a joke like, "I made a funny."
Yeah.
I always like, he's fucking awesome, man. You know.
I always like when he would go into the origin. And he would be like, "My master, Hamato Yoshi."
Yeah.
And I always loved that. He would always give the same speech, and he looked like a rat. Like he really did.
Yeah, a little rat, dude. He was so cute, you know. And I love that.
I thought the effects for the Splitter puppetry is just so on point.
I think also around this time period, I think everything has a shelf life. I think they were losing steam. You know, Power Rangers was kicking the door down. So like, I think they're gonna try to milk it.
Yeah.
So, but which kind of goes into the Michael Bay films, and I fucking hate these films. I remember the first time I didn't even like the trailer. I was like, I wanted to see, let me see, you know, what they do with it. But I feel like at this point they made all the characters very into archetypes. Like I hate when they made Donatello a pussy. You know, like he's not actually.
Yeah.
You know, he's quite badass actually in the comics and everything. And they made everyone just everything's amped up. Like,
yeah.
You know, I don't know.
The only memorable scene in that movie for me is when they're in the elevator. And that's the only scene that you're like, well, that
felt like a turtle.
Yeah, that's the only one where The battle at the end of that first movie is...
It's so forgettable.
It's just like a giant CGI monster.
That movie gives me a headache. It's like fast. Like I don't like something with the camera.
And then the second one is...
directed. I think he might have just
produced it. He might have produced it, but the second one's just as bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
worse.
Dude,
really.
that's the first time ever in a movie where I purposely crawled in a ball and purposely went to go to lay to sleep. I don't know. My brother and my friend Sean, and I remember we left the thing. I think all of us were pissed. We even took the time to.
I thought it was. I know it was Sheamus was. I think Rocksteady or Bebop, the wrestler Sheamus. I actually thought they were the best part of the movie. They felt like
they looked cool.
They looked cool and they acted like they did in the cartoon. Mm-hmm. I thought they were the best part of that second movie. They got them better than the Turtles.
Yeah, that's true. But that movie is horrendous.
I just thought the Turtles looked awful. Like they just looked scary and like you can make them look like kids or real, but like that.
They were just all they're all obnoxious and not pleasing to look at. Like I wouldn't like if I was a kid, I wouldn't want to own them as a toy.
Yeah.
You know, like remember these have like those My Buddy dolls, those wrestling buddies? Yeah. They had like the turtle buddies. You would be like, you know, like cuddle up with.
Yeah. Very unlikable turtles.
Yes. You know? But kind of going back to the OG kind of thing that started off, I know with the comics that's what started, but the television, the cartoon from the 90s or maybe late 80s was a fucking phenomenon.
Yeah, it really was. You know, that song. That song is everywhere.
Totally.
I always talk about this too, but I really miss opening credits, theme songs, themes in films too, and like, man, it's just so fun to listen to, and you know, I think all of us probably know the lyrics, you know, like, you know, Donatello does machines, right? You know, I'm trying to my order right now.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm trying to get to the part. Leonardo leads. Donatello does machines. I forget.
Raphael is cruel
but cool.
But crude.
Cool but crude, and Michelangelo
is a party.
What do you do? Yes. We got it.
Wow, that was fun.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
I like that. I mean, everyone loves that cartoon. It you know what though? It doesn't hold up. Like if you watch it as an adult, it's tough.
Yeah, I think that G.I. Joe, He-Man, they had that shit animation where it was very cheaply done, and then when you had like Batman, the animated series, that changed
exactly
child cinema,
cartoons and stuff.
Because even the original, the X-Men did. That show was great story-wise.
Yeah,
really.
But the animation's not great on that. Yeah. No, but you're right. The Bruce Timm animation for
that's his name,
for Batman the Animated Series changed things. But that brings you to this when they brought the Turtles back for that darker cartoon. I won't call it dark, but you know it was a little bit edgier than the original one. That had great animation, had great story, and it looked great. That's a cartoon that it's probably, just on a technical standpoint, better than the first cartoon. I don't know if it has the nostalgia that the first one has, but as a show, it's better.
Nice.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite crossovers in the animation, I think people don't talk about it enough. I love it. Batman versus the Ninja Turtles.
That's a great movie.
That one is so much fun. Have you ever seen it?
No, not directly.
That's based on a comic book.
But it looks cool.
Yeah.
That's based on a comic, and the comic was great, and they made it into a movie, and the movie's great too.
It has it has the perfect tone of like the Bruce Timm animated series has like that tone. Like when Batman fights, I guess it's not really a spoiler.
Right.
You know they're gonna fight, but Bruce Batman fights like when they first meet each other.
Right.
Batman and Shredder. You're like, holy shit! It's a fucking great battle. But it's funny too. It's really like.
No, it's done well.
Yeah, it's funny.
The voice acting is great. The animation's great.
It's a fun movie. It's hard to knock it. It's funny, man. It's good.
So
really good.
Less good of a crossover is. I'll actually start before I talk about the crossover. Do you remember they brought back? It must have been the early 2000s. They made a TV show with a live action turtle TV show. And they introduced the sister.
Yep.
And it's awful.
The fifth turtle.
The fifth turtle. I think her name was Venus.
Yeah, something.
I think it was something like that. And it was a terrible, terrible, terrible show. And you couldn't sit through it. It was just so bad. But there's an episode where it crosses over with Power Rangers in space.
Wow.
And I recently rewatched it. And it's horrendous, but it's also charming.
Right.
You know, it's not a good show, but it was kind of like, all right, it's Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers.
Right.
It's fun.
I'm trying to. I remember her character in my head. I remember she was more slender.
Yeah.
Maybe more. This might be kind of a weird question. Did they give her like a bra or something?
I think I don't think she
like a tank top.
I don't think she wore a bra, but I think they implied turtle boobs.
Oh, okay.
I think they implied.
Did she wear like a top or anything?
No, she was just a turtle. I don't think she wore a top.
Mm-hmm.
I think they just implied
No,
that.
to be perverted.
No, I think they implied that her shell had
skirt.
boobs. If I remember correctly, she was.
Yeah, that
and
was
she
a
wore
bad-
light blue. And that's
Yeah.
kind of like, I guess they wanted to avoid the trope of giving her pink.
Yeah.
But like, you already have a blue turtle,
Yeah.
so
They could have went with
yellow. Exactly.
Yeah.
Why give her
Pink,
blue
something.
again?
Yeah, that was poor
Yeah.
choice. Poor choice. I think just some things that, just I guess documentaries to check out. There's tons of them, but
Tons.
the ones I just want to stick out on Netflix. They have a series called The Toys That Made Us.
I love that.
It's a great series.
Yeah.
The Turtles episode is one of the best. Just how
Yeah, definitely.
not even just the toys, just the origin of just how the two creators made the Turtles is awesome.
Beautiful
I recommend
story.
that whole series is amazing.
It really is a great show, and the turtle episode is really good. I think the turtle episode is so good also for us because we grew up with the turtles.
Well, actually, that's Toys That Made Us. Yeah, our age group.
Yeah.
And I think one of the best episodes on there is that one, the Ninja Turtles, the Power Rangers, and I think honestly,
The He-Man one's really good.
that one was good. But I think probably the best one. We probably didn't play with these toys, but is fucking Barbie.
That's a crazy
that episode
one.
is like they should. The new movie that's coming out
It should be about that. Yeah. Oh, the movie looks terrible.
But they should make a movie just about how they made Barbie. 'Cause that
yeah.
one has everything. It has sex in it, scandal.
It's crazy.
I mean, yeah, it's like something out of like it's incredible. It's really amazing. Like it's good. That's whole story is wild. And one of my favorite YouTube channels is Red Letter Media. They have this segment called Review, where they're watching old movies. And their episode on it is really great. They just talk about the Turtles, kind of like we're doing.
Right.
But they're great. They actually have the writer of comic writer of
Was it Eastman and Laird? One of the two, right? It's probably
the
Eastman.
guy who made the Turtles versus Batman.
Oh,
He's
okay,
on it.
okay.
Yeah, and it's a great episode. So I really recommend you guys check it out. It's great.
The original comics by Eastman and Laird are way different than anything produced for screen. They're so dark. They all wear red. There's no other color but red.
Yeah.
And it's actually the Turtles started off as a takeoff of Daredevil, and I always like that like if you know comic books, then you know that Matt Murdock Daredevil is crossing the street. He gets covered in chemicals. He goes blind. He trains with someone named Stick, becomes a ninja, and he fights a group called the Hand. That's the evil ninjas, and Daredevil is the Hand. The way the Turtles kind of start is it's a play off of that. Like the same accident happens, but the toxic stuff falls into the sewer and it turns the Turtles, and then the Turtles wind up fighting a band of evil ninjas called the Foot instead of the Hand. And I always found that funny because as a comic book guy, I just think it's like
Yeah, it was like a parody.
it's like a parody, but it just grew into something arguably bigger than Daredevil. I think the Turtles are bigger than Daredevil.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
100%. Oh,
Yeah.
100%. Absolutely.
But it's just so those comics are dark, they're edgy, they're violent. They're the furthest things for kids. Like you wouldn't give one of those original books to a kid. And yet somehow someone had the presence of mind to say, you know what, cartoon turtles are perfect for kids, and whipped it around to something different, and changed that whole product, that whole property. It's crazy.
Whoa. Whoa. Hey, I got a question. Like, who are your favorite turtles? Like, did you guys had like a favorite?
I do have a favorite.
Me
But
too.
you go first. Who's your favorite turtle?
Well, people always say, oh, you should like Michelangelo because your name is Mike and you're like the same. But I actually always gravitated towards Leonardo because I guess maybe it was the color blue or just that he was the leader and he had two katanas and he was kind of like maybe like a spiritual older brother in a way to me, you know? So he was, I looked up to him and I always had stuffed animals of him and figures. So I would go with Leonardo.
Okay.
Nice.
How about you guys?
Mine was actually, I guess, I have two. I guess mine was always Michelangelo. Not because he was fun, not because his name was Mike. Actually, my favorite color is orange, so I gravitated towards that. And I actually really liked his weapon. I liked the nunchucks. That's my first time getting introduced to nunchucks was actually that cartoon that I learned about Bruce Lee and blah, blah, blah. But, and actually, what I really love just as much is actually Donatello. I actually loved his staff.
Right.
I just love his weapon, I thought. And I like that he was smart, too. I know in the movies now they make him like a dweeb. But
that's not how he was.
No way.
My favorite is Raph. I like Raph the best because he had more edge to him. He was the angry turtle. He wasn't the leader, but at the same time, like even though Leonardo was the leader, he was probably better fit as the leader.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't take action, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was more reserved, and Raph was like in your face. He was gonna go and fight you, and I just responded to that better.
Mm-hmm.
And my second favorite turtle is also Donatello, because I'm a bit nerdy too. Like I like nerdy stuff, and so did he. And he was always building the machines that the turtles used. He would build the Turtle Man and all that stuff, and I always thought that was cool. My least favorite turtle is actually Leonardo.
Oh, a tough crowd.
Yeah.
He's my. I just found him boring.
Ah.
He didn't because
Sometimes that happens when they start to make everyone kind of have like a personality.
Right.
He has to be stoic. He has to be,
Exactly.
that kind of happens. That's why our villain's always interesting because they can
Right.
be over the top. and shit.
Wow. Everyone levels everyone out.
Yeah.
Look how everything's different. But
Do you have a favorite villain from the cartoon?
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know. I would have to think. I guess I just like maybe Shredder. I just like all that armor he has. I know it's kind of
He's
like
fucking awesome.
you
No, he's an awesome character. Mine's the Rat King.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He was cool.
He was cool.
Because he was like human too.
Yeah.
ah.
Then he could control the rats. Baxter Stockman was cool too.
Yeah. He's the bug.
The bug.
Yeah. I liked. I guess of course Shredder's the ultimate badass. I like Bebop and Rocksteady a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Also liked. He was like a metal. Like a robot. I
The
think.
turtle.
Yeah.
Metalhead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I liked him. I liked this guy. I think it was called Leatherhead or Dirtbag.
Yep.
He was like an alligator.
Yep, Leatherhead.
Mm-hmm. He was great.
But I like the what's his name, Kang or Krang, the brain.
Krang,
I
the
didn't
brain.
like him.
I mean,
I used to
like-
love that suit though, that like body that he would put himself in.
Yeah. I just like how stupid he looked and how you kill him.
Yeah.
What is it like? I liked to hate him. you
Right.
know?
I think I didn't like him because I just thought he was so grotesque.
Yeah.
That was.
What's funny is in the comics, the character is way different and way more important. There are Ultrons. I forget what they're called. I think they're Ultrons, or what they were called.
Mm-hmm.
But they're very important to the mythos of Ninja Turtles.
Right.
Way more than the cartoon would lead you to believe, because the cartoon kind of made him a joke, and he would always call out for Shredder for helping that like whiny voice, like Shredder. Right? But he always had that whiny voice. But that's not the character at all in the comics. It's way different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to do it now. It's like Shredder. He almost had like a lisp.
Yeah.
They always felt like he was like or something like that. He was like licking his lips while he spoke.
And he was always whining, and he's always like calling out for help.
bitching.
Yeah. But the Technodrome, that thing was
That's like one of
great.
the coolest villain
Layers or
exactly.
Yeah, it's so
And
cool.
hideouts
So
and,
cool.
They probably have the best villain vehicle. I can't really think else that's like a badass thing like that. Because they're all heroes. Batman, the
Right.
Batmobile, and
No, but that Technodrome is great.
Mm.
And they would always try and go to Dimension X.
yes. My question for you guys now is, what were some of your favorite toys as a kid with Turtles? Schlatt, we'll start with you, my man.
Check this out. I don't know if it's a combination of two of them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It was
What's
like
this?
it was like okay, so it was like an ooze truck. It was big and black,
Oh.
and I remember being on my front lawn of my house and playing with it, and having the ooze. But the ooze was edible, and it was through these I guess they're kind of like little pies or cakes, and I'll be playing with the truck and the ooze, and it was so cool.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I liked how they brought food and toys into the same thing.
Right.
You know?
Interesting. Okay.
And it was cool. And then, of course, the figures, too, And I think that's probably, the one that sticks out most in my mind,
Oh, cool.
The other ones are cool, too. I'm sure we've all had the same kinds, but that one sticks out in my mind because it's really unique,
Yeah.
Ooh,
I like the pizza thrower.
Right.
It was a tank and it shot those discs out, and if you weren't paying attention, you were going to hit someone in the eye with that thing. I don't know how it was safe. I like that. I had the turtle layer, the sewers.
Yo, I had that
With
too.
the green tubes or whatever that would
I used
come
to
out.
put my arm through it. I used to
Me
have,
too. I did the same thing, like an elbow thing. Yeah.
like some kind of armor. Yeah.
I would put that on. This is what I would do. I would put that on my arm, and I would pretend to clothesline different stuffed animals. Because if you remember Lex Luger,
he had the
metal arm.
The metal elbow. Yeah.
I did this, that's what I would do. But those are probably my two favorite big pieces. But the action figures themselves, I only know this because I've been recently going through some of my old toys, and I found a lot of my old turtles. They had different series of turtles, but they would be dressed up as stuff. And they would have sports turtles and
like an astronaut.
yeah, astronaut turtles. And I just I loved all of those because they weren't just naked turtles, right? they had a theme like the rock star turtles,
Yeah.
the sports turtles, the army turtles. I used to like the fact that they were like dressed up as different things.
Right. I always like the OG kind of ones, but those are cool. For me, I always love I love the turtle van. I had the Technodrome. I had the sewer. I still have my turtle copter.
Ooh.
I always wanted the blimp. I never got it.
I had the blimp.
Mm-hmm.
I had a motorcycle too that I don't remember ever being in the show, but it was like a turtle motorcycle.
Right. But I remember as a kid that I think they call it dress play. My brother had Leonardo, where you get like 2 plastic swords. You actually
Oh,
you
yeah.
get like a headband and you
Yes.
put it over your eyes. And I had Michelangelo. I had like these plastic nunchucks, and I remember just like spinning it around.
I had those, and I had the Raphael one too.
That's awesome.
For you guys, my next question is, what's your favorite video game by the Turtles?
Oh, I think maybe we'll tie. It's like Turtles in Time.
That's the one.
That's the
what I was gonna
one,
say.
yeah.
I spoke about that one a couple episodes ago. Turtles in Time is great.
Yeah, it's like, and it's timeless, and I feel like anyone can play it too. Like you can play it with your friends,
Yeah.
your parents, you know. And time travel is really great in anything, you know.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a fun concept.
For me, it was NES, not the original Turtles, which was really hard to play. But Manhattan Project.
That was a good one.
I played with my brother all the time. It was just really great. I love the graphics of that. And I guess the new current one, Shredder's Revenge. You know, you can play as Splinter now, and April O'Neil, and Casey Jones.
The Turtles translate so well into different mediums.
Wow.
The games, the shows, the movies, they just. That's one of those different characters or properties that just transcend being a show. It's pop culture. It's just they're like part of pop culture.
Yeah, I think it's almost like kind of like I feel like Batman, Spider-Man, and the Turtles probably have the best people of always being they're really easy to reinvent.
Yep.
Those 3 in particular. You know, because you can do so much with them. You know,
exactly.
You can make it funny. You can.
No,
I
I
feel
agree.
like over here it's very difficult. You know, but they have that sweet spot we can do.
Could do
Because
so
all the
much
stories
with
are compelling. You know.
Yeah.
You know, Bruce Wayne lost his parents. Spider-Man, lost his uncle, whatever, his
Right.
parents, and gets the power. And the Turtles, they're mutants, and of course that kind of dynamic of who they are. And
They really are great
spot.
characters. I just feel like when it comes to the Ninja Turtles, they keep bringing them back, and they keep making them more children focused, and that's a bummer. Not that they shouldn't be for kids, but I don't know if you've watched some of the last few Nickelodeon cartoons.
No.
I've watched every series of those cartoons that they come out with. They're not great, unfortunately. They're great for kids. Like kids love them. They're very much designed though for kids. They almost taken the edge too much away from them recently. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for the Seth Rogen Ninja Turtle movie.
I did.
It looks visually.
Yeah,
it's
great.
like Enter the Turtleverse. Like it looks great. The story that I'm picking up from the trailer, I'm 50-50 on, and I don't like the voice actor they gave Donatello. He almost sounds like a girl.
Yeah, I don't like. I think he's supposed to have both. I don't think he's supposed to be like through puberty yet. I think they're supposed to be much more younger, like 13, maybe around there, 12, 13. Like I said, I know these are made for kids, but I kind of just wish. I don't know.
I'm gonna see it when it comes out. I know that for a fact.
I can't judge it until we see it.
Yeah, I'm not judging it. It just they haven't gone back in a while, probably since that second cartoon, to have a little more edge to it. And I hope that we get another live action Ninja Turtle movie that has a little more grit, something that feels a little more like the original.
And they did the tone, like I said, the Batman versus Turtles. Like that tone is
Right.
because you have it still takes itself seriously, and it's some lightheartedness. I think they can find that little sweet spot.
Yeah, it sounds like you two want something more mature, right?
Yeah.
So would I.
Yeah.
Or like another thing in a movie that really manages both those things, tone and also lightheartedness, is actually the first Spider-Man, maybe the first two, with Sam Raimi with Tobey Maguire. It's like that perfect for me, that perfect blend, because like when Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus comes in, and,
Right.
Yeah.
it still has some levity, but there's also some gravity. Okay.
That's the thing that's missing. More recently is exactly that they've taken out the heaviness and just left it for kids. And it's fine. Ninja Turtles are for kids, and and some of them, the animation. Just to talk about the animation itself, is very clean. The designs are very good. It's just the plot is a little bit for me.
Yeah, it's nice that the kids are getting into it too. Keep the series alive. But
Yeah.
what about us men? We matter too.
We want manly turtles.
We want manly turtles. Okay.
Yeah.
We want turtles filled with sex and violence.
And imagine turtle booze. That could take off. Like a certain beer brand with each turtle's a different flavor.
Right.
Well, speaking of
secret of the booze.
oh, look at that! Do you remember turtle pies?
Yeah, I think that's what I was eating. In my
Yeah,
childhood.
they were pies. They were like Hostess little snacky cakes, but the custard was green.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, wow.
That's what I was talking about.
You
Yeah.
just remember that you used to get ice cream pops?
Yes,
Their eyeballs
with like the
were,
gumballs or whatever.
bubbles.
Yeah.
I remember and when they melt, it'd be like, oh,
They looked like they were melted. Yeah, they were
Those
crying.
are delicious. Always Leonardo or Raphael.
Raph,
right?
yeah. Can you imagine this gritty black and white angry turtle comic book became an ice cream treat?
Yeah, that's crazy how things take on a life of their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, well, you see the turtle on the ice cream truck. I want that one, Mom. That's what I need.
It wasn't even like regular. It was almost more of a sorbet.
Oh,
if
yes.
I remember right. It was more of a palate cleanser. You might have a turtle bar in between eating something garlicky to cleanse your palate for your next. At my 5-star restaurant, you have garlic pasta, and then you go right into a palate cleansing, lemony fresh Raphael popsicle.
Yeah. Oh, I share the preference for pizza with them. Like they always say, everything but no anchovies, and I hate anchovies. What about you?
I'm not gonna ask for an anchovy.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna ask if it's there. I may or may not pick it off.
What's your in the spirit of turtles? What's your ideal pizza?
My ideal pizza. Ooh. I'm a fan of a chicken parm slice.
Ooh, nice.
Or a Sicilian slice.
I like that.
A little fluffier.
A little fluffier?
Got a little more oomph.
That's right. I like a little alla vodka with some pesto on there,
You can tell we haven't eaten enough today.
That's right. Mom, if you're listening, can we get pizza tonight? Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, and the Shredder's Revenge. Excuse me, folks. I had to leave. I had to use the
Little Turtles room.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
But in the Shredder's Revenge game, I got a hard copy. It actually comes with stickers and a coupon for a free pizza from Domino's. I haven't used it yet, but
I enjoy a Domino's pizza, but only when I'm in the mood for Domino's, not when I'm in the mood for pizza.
when you're in the mood to shake your pants.
Yeah, basically. But you know what I miss? Speaking of pizza, just real quick, do you remember on Hempstead Turnpike in Levittown, across the street from what is now Target, it was in that area, I think maybe a little closer, Pizza Hut?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the best Pizza Hut ever? They had the red cups.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember the red cups, and I remember they had remember they had a salad bar?
Yes.
Remember that was a thing?
With chocolate pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I think they were the first ones that come out with like personal pizzas, in a little box or
stuffed
something.
crust.
Yeah.
The stuffed crust pizza. And there was always the commercial, the guy would turn it around and eat the pizza backwards to get the stuffed crust first.
Yeah.
The Turtles had good taste in food.
They sure did.
They really loved their pizza. And you know what? I loved it too.
That's right. That's
Well,
right.
you know what else is tasty, guys?
What's that,
A
bro?
pop quiz.
Ooh, a pop quiz!
Oh,
no!
So
It's not a pop
Schlapp
quiz.
versus TJ, and some of these you actually already answered, but we're gonna go through them because you were talking about films
right.
and that kind of stuff. But kind of what we did with our last pop quiz in our last episode, where we talked about Tarantino films. We ranked them. So if you haven't heard that, Mike is with us in that episode, in episode 12.
What about a Tarantino written and directed turtle movie?
That would be very nice.
Can you picture that? How dark would that movie
They got
be?
Raphael going does he look like a bitch? You know?
Do you see a sign in front of my house that says dead turtle storage?
It'd be
Of course you don't see that sign, because it ain't there, because storing dead turtles ain't my business.
Or April O'Neil.
Yeah, she's like Uma Thurman.
Yeah. And
That's why she wears the yellow.
They were on a date or something like that. Or Donatello does, because he's more like,
Yeah.
That'd be good.
You know there's a dance scene in there somewhere?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Oh, that'd be great. So, gentlemen, you just kind of, like I said, you kind of tell me, I'll just either tap or I'll give you guys raise your hand. Okay, so here we go. I have my marker. I'm not sure if I can do this right. You know what?
With a pen?
Oh, perfect. Thanks, bro. Okay, got his turtle pin with us. That's actually great.
Yeah.
That's great.
A gentleman always comes prepared. Remember, kids, always bring a pen or a pencil to your test. It's fun and it's safe.
So, okay, here we go. First question. How long does... I'm not sure these... I think these are in the films, so it might be different from the comic, but what I have now. Okay, so how long does Splinter say he found the turtles? Like, how long ago did he find them?
Oh.
In terms of years.
I want to guess.
PJ.
Is it 15?
Yes!
Damn
I thought
it!
I knew that.
Okay. What is the name of the Vanilla Ice song in Turtles 2?
Ninja Rock.
Close.
It's
Ninja Rap.
Yes!
Yes!
Okay. In the first movie, basically finish the quote, okay?
Uh-huh.
Michelangelo says, "Wise man says, forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price."
for late pizza.
Yeah. Oh, nice. That's
Knew
good.
PJ
What a
got
quote.
it first.
What a nice quote.
Okay. In the original, I think for the first two films, who, we'll say the first one, I'm not really sure if it's in the second one, but who does the voice of Donatello?
Morgan Freeman.
No, is it Corey Feldman?
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I think he does it for the first, and then he doesn't in the second, and might come back for the third.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think it might. It's something like that.
I think he did it. I know he did it for the first one. Obviously.
Yeah, I don't remember if he did 1 and 2 or 1 and 3.
And like I said before, they kind of neutered Donatello, but he was always cool.
Yeah.
Corey Feldman's awesome. Okay, great. What news channel does April O'Neil work for?
7? Channel 7?
No.
Oh, hold on.
You're close.
Oh, Channel 17?
No.
Channel 8?
Close.
9?
4?
No.
6?
Yes.
Yes!
I wouldn't have gotten it.
Okay. This one's tough. Okay. What is Shredder's real name?
I know that one.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, his real name is Oroku Saki.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, Ninja Turtles is a parody of this Marvel character.
Daredevil!
Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna.
No, give it to me. I need a point.
We'll skip over those. But we'll go over them again. Okay. The Turtles fought the Foot Clan. Who does Daredevil fight?
The Hand.
The Hand. Okay. And it's like I said here. It's also the same canister that blinds them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well.
Okay. So for this one, okay. So the original comics. Okay. And this might be. I know PJ knows a lot about the comic, but you might know this too. Okay, so in the original comics, Shredder is getting his ass kicked, and he's basically, he's 4 against 1. He's at a last-ditch effort. He pulls out a thermite grenade. Okay, so he's gonna basically take them all out. Which turtle gives him the final blow to knock him off the ledge of the building? Which turtle was it?
Michelangelo.
No.
Dang.
Thinking that it was Leo.
No.
Raphael.
No.
Donatello.
Yes.
I had to get it right at that point. There was no one left to guess.
And you know how he beat him?
Oh.
He actually threw his staff at him.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, could I guess throw it like a spear? I guess you could say.
Huh. Yeah, they never use their weapons for ranged
Yeah.
attacks.
Yeah,
That's
so I
interesting.
guess to knock his ass off. Okay, this one's kind of wonky. I learned this through the Red Letter Media episode. So in the comic, Shredder actually dies.
Yep.
He's smoked. Okay, but like in comic books, they return.
Yes.
So basically, how did Shredder come back? I don't think it was actually in the comics, but I guess it's somewhere they kind of briefly go over it. Do you guys know how he was able to? I'll just say regenerate.
With ooze?
No.
I thought it had to do with the aliens.
There is something to do with aliens. Okay?
Yeah. It's been so long.
Is it Geico's new life insurance policy? If you buy this now, you can save 15% on your new car insurance. Was it that one?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just thought the aliens kind of like rebuild them.
Right, so close. So it's actually space worms. So maybe I should give it to
Space
PJ.
worms.
Yeah, space
Well,
worms.
how so? Did they go inside of him?
I think the rest of the foot soldiers whatever bits maybe they gave them like an arm, they ate them. I guess
They kind of like regenerate them.
yeah, I guess whatever the fuck they did, So I'm being generous here. We're getting in terms of points. Okay, here we go. So eventually the turtles end up finding, first they fight people like the Foot Clan and more like the, I guess, people on Earth. Then they start to get more cosmic. What's the name of the dinosaur people they fight?
Dinosaur.
I guess
I could
you call it
see
their,
them.
their race or some shit.
Or like reptites or something?
Close. Right? Think dinosaurs.
Hmm.
Okay. You guys want a hint?
Sure.
They all fight basically. From what I know, my memory is they're all Triceratops.
Oh.
I can see them, but I can. The Triceratons. I don't.
Oh, it's it!
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Triceratops.
I knew it, but I couldn't think of it.
That's so cute.
Nice. Oh, where's my? Oh, there we go. Okay. In the.
This is an unfair advantage because I'm such a nerd.
No worries. No worries.
No. In the Turtles, I guess they have a friend. What is the name of their friend who is a samurai ninja rabbit?
Usagi.
Whoa!
That's it.
It's Japanese for rabbit.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like Usagi Yojimbo.
That's
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
For Casey Jones, he beats up a lot of his enemies with a lot of different weapons. I'm gonna read them off. There's one other significant one. I want you guys to tell me what it is. Okay, so fill in the blank essentially.
Okay.
So he's beat people up with baseball bats, hockey sticks, cricket bats, tennis rackets, and what else?
Golf clubs?
Whoa!
Oh!
I'll give it both to you. Okay. Where is Krang and the Technodrome from?
Dimension X.
Yep.
Wow. What is Dimension X?
Just another dimension.
Oh, I see.
It's really not much more than that. They didn't think that through all the way.
So in the original cartoon, okay, who voiced Splinter?
Same one who voiced Urkel? The actor who plays Urkel?
Close. You're in the. Okay, I'll give you this. It was a black actor known for a big '90s show. He was the father. Actually, no.
It's Uncle Phil?
Yes!
He
Dang
did
it.
Shredder. He did Splinter also. I thought he did Shredder.
No, he did. Oh, maybe I have it wrong. Maybe I
he
am
did.
wrong.
He did Shredder.
Oh,
Yeah, I know
maybe
that.
I
Yeah.
am wrong. I think you are right. Okay, my apologies. For some reason,
I can't think of his real name right now. I just know
James
he's
Avery.
James Avery. Yes.
All right,
I know.
audience,
Yeah.
I apologize. Okay, so this is my last question. Okay. This I know for sure. Okay, who was the voice of Splinter in the original movies? He's actually from another African American performer.
really?
I'll say performer.
James Earl Jones?
No, it's a pretty good guess though.
I'm trying to think of who it could
I
possibly
think it'd be
be.
mind blown. I'll give you a hint. He actually works with Jim Henson. Well, the company, I should say.
Mr. Hooper from Sesame Street?
No.
He's a gentleman of African descent, and he's worked...
He worked on a street called Sesame Street.
Oh, okay.
It's not Mr. Hooper?
Nope.
Isn't that the guy that...
Unless I don't know if his real name.
No, it's not his real name.
Oh, that's his name of the show.
I thought unless Mr. Hooper was the white dude. I thought Mr. Hooper was the black guy on Sesame Street.
Yeah, he also did. He voiced one of the biggest characters probably in Sesame Street history.
Is he also seen on screen too, or is he primarily a voice?
He's primarily just a puppeteer.
a puppeteer.
Oh, I have no
So
idea.
this guy was also
Me
the
too.
puppeteer in Turtles, and he's also a puppeteer, probably the most popular Muppet on Sesame Street. Give you a hint, it's Elmo. So the same guy who did Elmo also did the voice of.
Wow, that's good range.
I don't think I ever would guess his
Splinter.
voice, though.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Mr. Hooper.
We concede.
Yeah, I was never going to get that.
His name is Kevin Clash.
Wouldn't have gotten
Oh,
that in a
yeah.
million
Yep,
years.
yep,
Never
same
heard
guy
of
who does Elmo does the voice of Splinter, and he did the puppeteering for Splinter. So well done, PJ with a score of 9 and Mike with a score of 4. But
40.
well, well done though. Well done. That was really
Like I
good.
said, that's an unfair advantage. I'm very nerdy, and I.
Well, I was
watch
trying
it,
to pick
yeah.
ones that were kind of
Yeah.
somewhat universal.
You did good, kid. You did good.
So, but yeah.
Nice.
But guys, this is our. We're gonna have Mike on in the future again.
Sure.
But
He's always invited back to the
Oh, thanks.
the lunch table with us. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, Shad, before we go, do you want to share like where people can follow you?
Oh,
or?
yeah. You're free to follow me on Instagram, Michael Schlapp. And if you need lessons for English or prepare for an interview, you can message me too, you know. Or book me for voiceover work too, you know. And that's fine.
Just be careful on that Instagram page because he's so dreamy. Once you get on there and you see him, you can't contain yourself. He's
He's gonna be get prepared for a lot of sliding into your DM.
Movie star good looks for Mike Schlapp, everybody.
Ask your dad about it.
But he's a very versatile actor. I've seen him do a lot of different plays. He's great. And Schlapp, thanks a lot for coming on to our podcast, and we look forward to having you in the future as well.
My pleasure, my treasure.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time, same table.
Cowabunga!
Yeah, I miss my wife.
Boys and girls, lunchtime is over. Please visit PJ and Mike's website, coolkidslunchtable.podbean.com for more information. Follow the boys on all social media apps. Just search Cool Kids Lunch Table Podcast. Now get to class before you get detention.